Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to Crucible Chat. Yes, it's Saturday, it's that time of the week where I get to talk about whatever the fuck it is I want. In the background you're going to see a bit of Call of Duty Ghosts in my best ever game where I go 25 for 9. Seriously, I have no fucking clue how I managed to do this, but I wanted to put it up there on YouTube for everyone to see that I'm not truly awful at the game. Anyways, a bit of a short one this week because I don't have a lot of footage, but I wanted to talk about Batman Arkham Knight on the PC. Now, unless you've been living under a rock this week, there's been a lot going on about the PC version of Batman Arkham Knight, how it's not a very good port, to say it lightly. It has massive frame rate issues, it has massive texture issues, it's a technical clusterfuck. It just doesn't work, compared to the console versions, which do work really, really well. And as a result, there's Rocksteady, the developer, have been getting a lot of flack, and I don't think that's fair. Because, well, for a number of reasons. One, Rocksteady didn't develop the PC version of the game. No. That was ported over by a third-party company whose name escapes me right now. But it was the same process that happened with Batman Arkham Knight, and Arkham Asylum and Arkham City when they got ported over. Basically, Rocksteady made the game for the consoles, and then a third-party company made it work for the PC, made it work at a higher frame rate, unlimited resolution, that kind of thing. So, for a starter, Rocksteady weren't responsible, really, for the PC version. I mean, they made the base game, but they didn't do any of the conversion work, which is why you have this disparity here, because on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, it runs sweet as a nut, and it's possibly one of the best running out-of-the-box games there's been on this generation so far. You know, yes, it had a pretty big day one patch, but even then, without that patch, it still ran pretty well. So, yeah, it had nothing to do with Rocksteady, the issues that are going on here. Then there is the argument about it being released in the first place. You know, there should have been more time. Yes, there should have. But again, you can't blame Rocksteady for that. No, that's simply down to WB Games. See, it's the publisher who decides whether a game goes out or not. And now, if you remember going back to the other two games, to Asylum and City, they were released on the PC after the console versions came out. I think Arkham City was like maybe 3-4 weeks after the after the console version, and I think Arkham Asylum came out significantly after. But either way, they didn't get released on the same date because there was more work to be done on the PC version. And that's what should have happened this time. There should be a 2 to 4 week wait, because Rocksteady have now taken over the PC development, as the third party are involved in it, and WB Games are putting money into it. I bet you within 2 weeks there is a working version of it out now. A working version will come out. But the other issue is that people are slamming Rocksteady for it when it's really not their fault. And then there's the other issue, the more granular issue, where people are going, well, the quality assurance people should have worked it out. Why aren't the QA testers saying that there are these issues? Trust me, I've worked in QA before, not for games, for IT, but it's the same principle. For QA, all of those bugs will have been found, because for the PC version, they'll have run it on multiple different configurations, they'll have run it at recommended settings, at higher settings, below settings. They'll have done so much testing on it, and every one of these issues will have been spotted. However, again, WB Games will have said, well, we need to get this out on this date, and the developer behind the port will have run out of time and or money. So again, this isn't Rocksteady's fault. Now, I'm all for passing the blame about, because to be fair, the game shouldn't have been released in its state. I've seen some YouTube videos of it running at 720p and under 30 frames a second, because on a really high-end machine, because it just can't handle it. I'm reading what I've read, because if you go onto Eurogamer's website, their Digital Foundry arm have done a lot of kind of technical digging in on this one. It's actually quite interesting to read, because the game is so poorly optimized, it's unreal. Like, the minimum recommended specs for the game are ridiculously high, and even beyond those specs, it doesn't run well, and that is the issue a lot of people are having. It is possibly the worst optimized AAA game to ever come out on the PC. And I know a lot of people are going to be going, haha, serves the master race right, fuck them. You know, at the end of the day, we're all gamers, we just want to play a fucking game. Whether you're playing it on a console or whether you're playing it on a PC should be irrelevant completely. No, the issue is here that in the quest for the almighty dollar, WB Games have pushed out something that is undeserving. You know, it didn't deserve to be put out, it didn't deserve the Batman name on it. You know, there's an expectation of quality when it comes to, especially comic book franchises, and especially Batman. Yes, I know there's been a couple of stinking films, I'm looking at you, Batman and Robin, but at the end of the day, there is a certain quality that comes with Batman, and certain quality is expected, which is why everyone was so alarmed at the fact the PC version was so bad, and especially considering the console version is so good. I mean, on the PlayStation 4, yeah, it's locked at 30 frames a second, but it doesn't slow down, it runs at 1080p natively, it's fucking perfect. It looks superb. And there's the other thing as well, on the PC version, and bear in mind PCs, you know, you have the option, you should have the options to be able to turn off stuff like special effects and like anti-aliasing and all that kind of shit. A lot of that stuff's actually missing from the game in the first place. There's a thing, if you go back on Digital Foundry and look at it and look at how bad the rundown is, there is stuff that the PlayStation 4 is running comfortably that the PC version doesn't have in it at all, like rain effects and stuff like that. Now, that is ridiculous because it should all be there. It should be the same game, just dependent on how you can run it. So, yeah, don't blame Rocksteady for this. Blame the third party, blame WB Games, but don't blame the QA guys, because they will have found it. I really do hope that the game eventually does come out and it runs fucking sweet as a nut on PC, because we all deserve a good game, and look at that score, that never happens to me. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Good night.